Hey guys, Andrew here, back again with another movie review. Today we are reviewing Becky, starring Kevin James. Yes, you just heard me correctly, Kevin James, Joel McHale, and Lulu Wilson. So, you're probably scratching your head and saying, Andrew, what is this movie with Kevin James in it? Is it a comedy? Is it a serious movie? Is it a horror? Is it a horrible movie? Well, the answer to this question is it's kind of like if you took Home Alone and you put Rambo in there with a child. And that might sound insane, but let me tell you something. This movie kind of works a little bit. Now, I want to let you know right now off the bat that Kevin James plays a Nazi in this movie, a neo-Nazi. That said, he takes it very seriously and does not play it up for jokes. He's actually acting. I like to call this movie Kevin James' Uncut Gems. And I say that because, one, this movie is directed by two people. Two, this movie kind of also has a electronic soundtrack just like Uncut Gems. And three, because this movie actually isn't too bad. And it's one of those movies that either people hate this movie or they love this movie. And I'm kind of in the middle where I think it's pretty good, but I don't love it, and I'll explain that in a minute here. But basically I'm in the middle because, aesthetically this movie is very beautiful. Cinematography is fantastic. There's a lot of beautiful shots in this movie. And spoilers, I suppose, right here. Stop right here if you don't want to hear anything else about the movie. The kills in this movie are just, man, they're so well shot. It's amazing that they got away with a rated R rating with how much stabbing there is and how much, oh my god, Becky goes insane in this movie. I'm not talking enough about Becky because this movie is supposed to be about Becky, who is our central character, who we feel a little sympathetic for, even though she is, being a brat. The movie gets you to be sympathetic for her because they show a clip of her, looking at a video of her mother in the hospital. And some would consider that a cheap shot to get you to feel bad for the character. For me, it felt warranted. It felt genuine in the moment. And you know what? I'll tell you what. I did tear up a little bit when they showed that because, it felt natural. It didn't feel like it was forced for me to feel that way about that. You can gladly disagree with me in the comments if you thought that moment was corny. I absolutely want to hear you say that. But to me, that whole moment felt so genuine, and I did legitimately tear up. With that said, Becky, throughout the rest of this movie, doesn't do anything to make you feel sympathetic for her. In fact, she has anger issues, and it progresses throughout the whole movie. And that's why I say Home Alone featuring Rambo, because it's kind of like as if she had PTSD of her mother dying. And I don't want to say too much, but it progresses throughout the rest of the movie. And you know what? I have to be very fair with myself. I thought this was a great movie. That said, small little things just prevent me from giving this movie a 10 out of 10. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say what those things are. I suppose the movie drags on in a couple places, and I don't know. I mean, the pacing is pretty tight, so it's hard to say what the real problem is, you know? I'm really struggling to find out what a flaw it really is to say. But, like, I'm straight up going to give this movie a 9 out of 10 because I don't know what else to give it. It's a great movie, but I don't love it, so I can't give it a 10 out of 10. I wish I could. Otherwise, I mean, Kevin James gives a fantastic performance. You just hate him, and he's doing his job. Joel McHale is always as good as he usually is, so it's hard to criticize him anywhere. And I guess that's all. See y'all folks later.